Hey everyone, this is Kijani and welcome to 10 Questions, the video meme I started on FA a couple weeks ago. I got a lot of great questions the first time around, so hopefully you enjoyed this and learn a little something about me. Question number 1. Wow, how did I find the furry fandom? That's quite a long story. I'll try to keep it as concise as possible. But for me, and I think for most lion furs, their pathway into the fandom was through the movie The Lion King, and definitely that was the case for myself. How I got into that was I was in college. It was an assignment I had to do for an English class in my sophomore year at the University of Washington. And the assignment was finding ideologies in Disney movies. So I had to watch a couple Disney movies over again. And one of the ones I picked was The Lion King. And I had watched the movie when I was a kid. And to me, it was just another movie at that time. It was cool, but nothing too special. But when I watched it as an 18, 19-year-old college student, it hit me a lot differently. Everything about it, the story, the music, the art, the characters. I just became obsessed with the movie, and I had to have everything around me be Lion King, and around that time I joined the Lion King fandom, which I was pleasantly surprised that something like that existed, and I met a lot of great people and fellow Lion King fans that way. And over the next few years, my love for the Lion King kind of, I guess, evolved into a love for African lions as animals. I felt this very strong connection to them. I just loved everything about them. And around that time, I had started, some of the people in the Lion King fandom, there's not a lot of crossover between furry and Lion King fandom, but I had heard about it. And, for better or for worse, I didn't know too much about it. So I think it was around 2007 or 2008, I decided to, let's look up this furry thing. Maybe there's people out there that are kind of like me. So I looked it up and did some research, and one of the first things I did was to go on YouTube and look at videos of fursuiters, either having fun at cons or going out in public and making people smile. And I even remember one of the videos that I saw that really got me interested in especially the fursuiting aspect was a trio of London fursuiters. I think their names were Ricochet, Scritch, and Fetch, and they were just walking around downtown London, seeing all the sights and just making people so happy. And it was just, when I saw that and videos like that, I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to be the person in that costume, bringing smiles to people. So at that time, it was pretty much my decision to join the fandom. And that was around April of 2008. And one of the very first things that I did when I decided to join the fandom was to create my own lion character and get a fursuit commission. And as far as my character goes, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to pick a lion, obviously with my background. And I came up with a character named Kijani. Now I spent a lot of time thinking about the name. Kijani is Swahili for warrior, and I picked that. I really like the African origin names that you would see in the Lion King. A lot of my friends, lion friends, also have African origin names. Now I picked warrior because I really wanted to create a character that would be able to rise up above to any challenge. And like the Maasai warriors in Africa, they're really strong. They don't back down from anything. And that's a trait that I really wanted to have represented in myself in this character. So that's why I picked the name Kijani.
Batting second, question 2.
Yes, I do remember the first time I put on my costume. I had gotten it from the producers, who are wonderful people. They're out of Arizona, Semjay and Taryn, and I was about their maybe 8th or 9th suit, so they were fairly new at the time. So they were wonderful to work with. I got the box to my front door, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. It's the moment I've been waiting for. The weeks and months, all came to this time. So I ripped open the box and I put it on. And I was living with my dad at the time, so he was home and he saw it and gave him a hug and stuff. And he thought it was really, really cool. And we did a photo shoot. My dad's a professional photographer, or was, so we did a nice little photo shoot with Kijani. And I wore, I think, pretty much the rest of the day. I walked around the house, and I actually went down and got the mail in the suit and God, it was the most wonderful thing. And yeah, I'd say it definitely matched up to my expectations. If I had one regret, I think I didn't quite personalize the character enough because I was so excited to get a suit. You know, I kind of tossed it out to them. I kind of gave them some artistic liberty with it. But you know, I was young and I didn't know any better, I guess. But no, the suit was great. It's held up over the years. I'm still wearing it, and yeah, that was one of the greatest moments is when you get that suit and you put it on for the first time and you look in the mirror. It's like, hey, it's me, you know.
Question 3.
Wow, that's a tough question. As many times as I've been fursuiting, I have a lot of very memorable moments, but there's probably one that sticks out more than the rest. Let me give you a little bit of background information on that. I host a very large fursuit bowling meet in this Pacific Northwest, the Seattle area called When Furballs Strike. I started that in 2008, and we've had, I think, 10 of them so far. And it's just grown and grown. And the last one we had 177 attendees, so it's really grown by leaps and bounds. And the host center we have for that is Kenmore Lanes. It's a very large bowling center near Seattle. And one of the managers that has seen our group Fursuit Bowl there sent me a private message, actually over Facebook, and she said, you know, we have a special birthday party coming up. There's a pair of foster kids. They're going to turn 9 years old, and they've had a very rough life. You know, they've never celebrated their birthday before. They've been bouncing around between foster homes, and we really want to give them a day to remember. Can you bring some of your costumers down and brighten their birthday at the lanes? And I was like, wow, this is so perfect. You know, this is what I fursuit for. I know a lot of people really, really enjoy these kinds of moments. So I picked, you know, it was kind of short notice, so I picked a few of my friends, and we went down to the lanes, and we surprised them. No one knew we were coming, and they made an announcement over the intercom. You know, we brought some furries here to brighten up your birthday. You know, happy birthday, Jacob and Joseph. And it was just so great. We interacted with them. There were so many smiles that day, and I know we gave those kids a day that they will never forget. And that was just really, really special to be involved with and bowl with them and have fun with them and you know, brighten their lives a little bit. Absolutely, that's my number one fursuiting moment.
4.
Yes, definitely. There is something I would like to do someday that I haven't done yet. Now, I think everyone in their life has a bucket list, so to speak, of things that they want to do or want to accomplish sometime in their life. And I've been fortunate enough to knock off 2 of the major things off that list. One of them was to go to Disney World, which I have done twice. It's been a few years, but I think 2008 was the last time I went. I had a great time. And the other one, ever since I was a little kid, I've been wanting to go on the game show Wheel of Fortune and be a contestant there. And I was fortunate enough to do that and do pretty well in 2004. And that was one of my lifelong dreams. But the one that I have not done yet is I would love to go to Africa on a safari, a photo safari, and see the wildlife and obviously especially the lions up close in their natural environment. I think there's nothing like that. You know, I've been a photographer for a long time. I've been going to zoos and gotten some great shots, but there's nothing like, you know, going to Africa and seeing all that, you know, the wide open, the beautiful sunsets and the scenery and everything. That is one of my lifelong dreams. I would love to do it. And I will get there someday. It's obviously a trip that's going to have to be planned well in advance, but that's one of my life goals.
This gotta be at least a level 5 hurricane out here. Whoa!
Yes, the Kato question. How did I come up with Kato? Well, I got Kato about a year after I got Kijani in 2009, and I was kind of looking for an alternate character that I could play that wasn't me, but it was kind of, you know, of the similar mold, I guess. And I was looking to see who made good lion suits, because for me it was like I couldn't see myself for playing anything other than a lion. Maybe another big cat like a tiger, but I just loved lions so much. I was like, you know, I'll just make another lion character. And I looked up Snappy Tiger, who had just gotten back into fursuit making, after a little bit of time off, and his prices were good. And he had made a lion before named Marf, and he had signature of his style, the bycatch, forecast style. He had the lion's mane in this blended pattern, made of little triangles of fur that looked really stunning. I really liked that, so I contacted him, and sure enough, we got the commission rolling. And I kind of wanted Kato to be kind of the mutated twin brother of Marf, not look too much like him, but have that same kind of mane that looked really cool. But everything was dyed green because the story behind Kato is that he had a genetic mutation that turned parts of him green, including his parts of his top mane and his eyes. So that's the story behind Kato. He's a little bit derpier than Kijani. Kato's definitely a little more silly and fun, and likes to goof off and just be a derpy lion. He's the G-Shep of the lion world. We'll put it that way.
Let's crack open the six-pack.
If I was not a lion, I would definitely be a tiger. And the main reason for that, not only because I love big cats in general, but I was actually born under the sign of the tiger in the Chinese zodiac, and I'm half Chinese. So when I was little, my mom always bought me tiger stuff, to hang in my room, and I was a little tiger of the family. And it's really funny because after I joined the fandom and I love lions and my affinity for lions started, she still buys me tiger stuff. So I'm telling her, Mom, no, it's the wrong cat, lions, please. But so yeah, if I had to pick another animal besides the lion, it'd definitely be the tiger.
Question 7. New question 7.
Well, that's a really good question, E8. I think I would recommend for the first-time fursuiter or someone new to fursuiting, something like a public park would be a great venue. And I'll tell you why. I've fursuited in parks many times, and the great thing about a park is that there's always something to do. Whether it's playing basketball or tossing a frisbee or playing on the jungle gym or whatnot, there's never a shortage of things to do. And there's probably going to be kids there too, and that's great to interact with for fursuiters as far as the performance aspect goes. Now you just want to make sure that you have your handlers there, because obviously it's a wide open area, and that they know what they're doing. And it would help to bring a prop when you're out fursuiting at a park. Like maybe a ball or a frisbee or something related to your character that you can use to enhance your performance. Or if you don't want to do a park, maybe just go down the street, maybe in like a nice part of the town, like a strip mall, and just wave at the cars and wave at the pedestrians walking by. That's always a lot of fun too, and I've also done that. Basically, for a first time, you want to pick something low key. You don't want to go into like a busy festival or something for your first time. That would be a little bit overwhelming. So just make sure you have fun with it and kind of work on your character, work on your performance, and get comfortable in that suit. And after a few times out, maybe you can do something bigger like a parade or a festival, and have fun with that as well.
Dude, which one are we on? We're on 8, man. Oh, okay, got it.
Abella, surprisingly, I have not really had to deal with any judgmental people or hecklers when I'm out fursuiting, and I think that's the product of the part of the country that I live in. I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is generally a very accepting, open, liberal area where something like fursuiting would not be, looked down on as weird, but more entertaining, and people understand, I think, why we're out there. If I was living in the Deep South, I'm sure it would be a little bit of a different story, based on stories that I've heard too. of people that live there. But no, when we're going out, no matter what we're doing, if it's an organized event or just walking down the street, you know, the reception is virtually 100% positive. You know, people are smiling, ask for photos. Sometimes we get the kind of the ambivalent or the I'm not sure if I'm okay with this, but no, I never really had any hecklers or people that, you know, yell, you know, you guys do so and so in those suits, you know, and keep your fetishes at home. I've never had any of that, and I think it's just wonderful that we can, you know, express ourselves in this manner and do what we do as fursuiters, you know, brighten people's lives and put smiles on people's faces, and people enjoy that and embrace it for what it is.
Oh man, 9 again?
It is actually really hard to bowl in fursuit. You know, some people make it look easy, but really it is a challenge. You know, I'm a bowler. I've been bowling my whole life, competitively for the last 10 years or so. So I know how hard the sport is already, and to put it where you have this very limited vision and a blind spot in front of you, and paws that don't fit in any of the holes in a regular bowling ball, it makes the sport a lot more difficult. The technique that I use, now I don't cheat. Some people take their, you know, they don't use their paw when they're bowling, but I know I wear my full hand paw, and what I do is I put my ring finger of my paw into the thumb hole of a bowling ball that's usually about 12, 13, 14 pounds, and I pretty much just put it in there and then palm it so I can get a little bit of control and spin on the ball and go around like that. And I've found that works pretty well for me. I average about 120 in fursuit, which is pretty good. I think I know some people have bowled in the high 100s and over 200 in suit, which is, I salute them. That's phenomenal. And how it started was, you know, right after I got my suit, one of the first things I did was go fursuit bowling at Rainforest in 2008 for my friend Charfox's birthday party. And you know, I was like, no, I'll give it a shot. You know, this sounds like fun. So I tried it, and the very first shot that I threw, I still remember it. I probably have a scar from it. My foot paw slipped, and I fell on my rear end, and it was so embarrassing. But after that, you know, I recovered quickly, and I had fun with it. And then I started the fursuit bowling meet that I talked about earlier, the Win Fur Ball Strike, that December, and just used that as a way to get the local furries together and have a good time fursuit bowling, and the rest is history. I love it.
Here's the score. It's a perfect 10!
Yes, Blind Dog, I'm glad you asked that. This is a common question I get, actually. Will I get the Kijani suit remade? It is definitely showing some wear and tear, and trying to figure out how to answer this the best way possible. The answer is yes, I am going to get it remade, and I've already found a fursuit maker that will do Kijani version 2.0, but I don't want to release who's going to do it just yet, because it hasn't been announced officially, I guess, yet. So I want to kind of keep it as is, and I'm sure you guys will find out sooner or later. It's a fairly well-known maker, and I'm extremely excited that this individual, agreed to do Kijani. It's going to look great. Not sure when it's going to be done yet, but you guys will find out, and I'm super excited. All right, that's all for the 10 questions with Kijani video meme for this time around. I'm sorry those of you that did not get your questions put in. I know I had a ton of great questions this time. But I'll do this again in another couple months or so, maybe 3 months, so we'll definitely get your questions in that second time around. And for now, this is Kijani signing off. Stay furry, and have a good one. Peace.